A very warm welcome to this latest in the occasional series of videos looking at organ music for use during worship. Today I'll be looking at a recently published volume from Church Organ World in Oldham, Lancashire, titled Be Still for the Presence of the Lord, Volume 1. It is a collection of 20 pieces to be used before, after or during Mass, many of which are based upon familiar Eucharistic hymns. At the very start, I do have to declare an interest because one of my own compositions is included within this volume, hence I receive a small composer's royalty for each copy sold. The brief to composers was simple. Compose a piece of music suitable for use during Mass of no more than a grade 6 standard. Most of the pieces are written for manuals and pedals, but only one has more than 3 sharps or flats. There are some absolute compositional gems within the book, and it has very quickly become a staple of my own playing before or after Mass, or indeed before or after benediction. And so within this video I just want to highlight a small number of pieces from within that collection of 20. I have recorded though all of the pieces, and I've placed a link to the playlist of a complete video in the video description below this video, along with a link to the publisher's website from where it can be purchased. The first piece is based upon the familiar hymn tune Anima, Christi, which we sing to the hymn Soul of My Saviour. This is the only piece in more than 3 sharps or flats, being in A flat major, but it's a beautiful piece well worth spending the time to learn. Do have a listen to a short extract of Elegy on Anima Christi by Edward Marsh. Professor Ian Tracey is joint series editor of Church Organ World's publications, as well as being the organist of Liverpool's Anglican Cathedral. His piece is a series of variations on the tune Picardy, most often sung to the hymn Let All Mortal Flesh Keep Silence. The tune is first played over before the 4 variations, each one related to the words of the 4 verses successively. We'll have a listen now to the theme and first verse before hearing the final verse, which is a nod to the French toccata style with the melody in the pedals. Daniel Mansfield has written a piece based upon and titled O Bread of Heaven. Again, this is a wonderfully reflective setting which would work very well before Mass or benediction, or even during the distribution of Holy Communion. Jordinson has written a reflection on Amazing Grace, which uses several of the colours of the organ, albeit it can be played on relatively small organs with fewer colours available than are specified. The Irish melody Slane is very familiar, being used for the hymns Lord of All Hopefulness and Be Thou My Vision, amongst others. John Hosking, organist in residence at Blackburn Cathedral and previously one of the organists at Westminster Abbey, has supplied his Prelude on Slane to the volume, which is a wonderfully flowing piece. Finally, and safe in the knowledge that many will have stopped listening by now, my own meditation on Adoro te devote. This is an ancient plainsong melody still to be found in today's hymnals, set to the words translated from St. Thomas Aquinas, Godhead here in hiding. I have set the melody across 3 verses, the first 2 being quiet meditations on the theme, the final verse though being somewhat louder and more dramatic before a quiet repetition of a final melodic phrase. I do thank you for watching, and I hope that some of you will find this video to be useful. In the description below are links to my playlist with recordings of all 20 of the pieces, as well as a link to buy the volume from the publishers. Please don't hesitate to contact me with any queries, or indeed with suggestions for future videos or for repertoire which you would like to see considered in the future. So to conclude, my own meditation on Adoro te devote.